Y'all, it's Melon. I have been working on pumping and breastfeeding since I just had my very first baby, preemie boy, about 3 weeks early, and he's about 2 weeks old now. In order to increase my supply, I've been trying to stay hydrated, eat enough calories. I've been like addicted to Rice Krispie treats, so I just made a version that's a lactation treat that has all kinds of goodies added. So if you're interested in seeing how I make it and learning the recipe, then stick around. And if you're interested in following my journey in general, then please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you've got any tips for how to increase your milk supply, or breastfeeding or pumping tips, or if you've got any questions about my process, please let me know. I'd be happy to talk about whatever you're interested in. Thanks. Okay, I'm super excited. I've been obsessed with Rice Krispie treats to get my calories in, although it's a ton of sugar. So I've been trying to work on how to maybe add to it to make them more like lactation bars. So the Rice Krispie cereal at least has some vitamins in it. And then I have all this stuff in my cabinets I was thinking about adding, and I've been working with ChatGPT on what is a good idea. So the first thing is I do have this Brewer's yeast powder. Hang on, my dog. It's like eating trash. Okay, so I do have this Brewer's yeast powder that is supposed to help optimize breast milk production. It's a good source of protein and fiber. It says the best mild tasting Brewer's yeast. Typically it wants you to add like a tablespoon to whatever recipe you're making, which gives you 5 grams of protein. It tastes really like bitter though. It's not very good tasting. So I did want to maybe just do like a teaspoon and a half. So I've got my marshmallows melting here. I'm gonna add it right to that. I'm also gonna add vanilla for flavor. I love vanilla, maybe like a little hint of the Himalayan sea salt. And then I hear that oats are really good for helping stimulate breast milk production. So I have a packet of instant oatmeal with maple brown sugar. That's my favorite kind. Then I was also thinking about maybe adding some nuts. So I was asking ChatGPT like which nuts are the best kind to use. I have almonds, walnuts. I also had cashews. I've got dates. And I've also got ground flax seeds. So let me just read what it said about it. It's turning my galactagogue ingredients into something I'll actually enjoy eating. The Brewer's yeast has B vitamins, chromium, and polysaccharides that support the milk production. The oatmeal adds more fiber and slow-release carbs. The flaxseed meal adds omega-3s and lignans, which are linked to hormone balance. The chopped nuts add healthy fats and fatty acids. The pinch of sea salt adds sodium. Out of all the different nuts, I was asking which ones are best. It says almonds are the classic lactation ally. They're rich in calcium and magnesium, which help with milk volume and muscle relaxation. The cashews are rich in iron and copper. The walnuts are great with omega-3s and hormone recovery and have a slightly earthy taste, which pair really well with the Brewer's yeast. It said another great tip would be to actually toast the nut, but I didn't actually do that yet, so I'm really just gonna chop them up. And we've got a recipe here. So pretty much starting out with like a standard Rice Krispie treat recipe, but replacing some of the cereal with a packet of the oatmeal, mixing in a teaspoon and a half of the Brewer's yeast. This has 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. I'll probably just do 1 tablespoon, and then 1/4 cup of the different nuts, and then a pinch of sea salt and a splash of the vanilla extract. So let me go ahead and chop up my nuts. The walnuts say that they're already chopped up, but I don't really want to eat like big chunks of nuts. I want them to flow pretty smoothly into my Rice Krispie cereal. And I didn't really measure. This looks like it's about 1/4 a cup, like, you know, just kind of filling up my palm. Might be a little more than that. That's okay. We're going to do about the same of the almonds, but first let me chop up. I'm just going to use 2 pitted dates. I love dates. Let me think about what else we might want to add. If you have any tips for what's really good in your Rice Krispie treat, let me know. I was having trouble getting up in the middle of the night to pump or to feed. He's currently, right now, my baby is not really latching well, so we're doing mostly pumping, but I have a appointment tomorrow with the lactation consultant to talk about that, because it would certainly be a lot easier if I could just breastfeed instead of keeping up with pumping and cleaning bottles and everything like that. Although I do have like an awesome setup and really cool like bottle cleaning machine as well. Still just like a lot to do. Pumping does also help with actually tracking how much my baby's eating, so there's that benefit as well, but still, we just kind of want to be able to get right to it. So I have been working on stimulating more milk. I do think that the Brewer's yeast helped, but I'm just trying some other things as well. I also need to work on staying hydrated. That certainly makes a difference. I'm gonna add my vanilla. I love vanilla. This looks nice and melted, so I'm going to just turn it off and let it sit. I used unsalted butter. I'm adding a lot of sweet things here with the maple brown sugar oatmeal. So I'm going to do just like a little crack of salt to overcome that. The dates are also... Okay, now we need like 5 cups of Rice Krispie treat. This thing I have is 1 3/4 cup. I think I would need like about 3 of these. I'm just going to start with 2 and see how it mixes since I added everything else to the recipe. These would probably be really good toasted as well. I did brown my butter a little bit. Oh my god, this smells so good. Okay, I feel good about this because I literally have been eating like a whole batch of this a day. It's probably like a day's worth of calories, but I hear that you burn like 1,000 calories a day when you're breastfeeding and producing milk. So it's important that you get your calories. I just talked to my doctor, my OB today, and I was like, is it normal that I'm craving so much sugar? And she's like, well, not sugar specifically, but some women say that they feel like they could eat like a football player because your body's working really hard to produce your milk. So gotta stay hydrated, gotta eat accordingly. And I feel like this, like I said, you know, at least the Rice Krispies come with added nutrients in them, but it's also a sugar bomb, so definitely feel good about adding the protein, the healthy fats, the slow release carbs. This should be much more nutritious and help with stimulating my milk production. This might could use a little bit more of the Rice Krispies, but I feel like it's perfect. I'm just going to taste it. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Definitely has a nutty, earthy flavor to it. I think it's really tasty. My station pretty much cleaned up. Everything set up here for next time, so it's really easy to get to. Now I just need to spray my pan. Whoops. I typically use like a Pam cooking spray. This one has flour in it. If it comes out a little too strong, I usually just take a quick paper towel, wipe it through. I just need it to not stick, but I don't want it to make my bar, you know, any more greasy. I left this sitting on the heat so it would come out pretty smooth. You can also run hot water and this will wipe right out pretty easily. Look at that. This looks like it's all sticking right to my spoon. So one trick. Oh yeah, yummy. Oops. You can spray your spoon with the same cooking spray if you want to use it to flatten it out. You could also use like wax paper and do the same thing. You can just kind of like press your wax paper into it. But I just used the same spoon that I already dirtied. Awesome, it worked out great. You can tell I'm a little clumsy. Okay, now we're gonna let it cool for like 30 minutes and then we'll cut into it. While it's cooling, it's a perfect time to clean up my mess. Oh yeah, fun little note while I was making these, I also put in one of my pre-packaged meals. This one I got from Salem Kitchen nearby. It's a vegetable lasagna. So all this stuff was just like ready to go and put in the freezer. You pull it out and cook it in your oven for like 30 minutes. I just added another 15 for that to get nice and melted on top. Alright, now using the same knife that I used to chop up my nuts, I'm just going to cut them into bar shapes. What's great about using the plastic Tupperware container is that I can actually just put a lid right on top of it and don't have to worry about putting it in a plastic bag or dirtying up another dish if I don't want to. If I do use a plastic bag, I also like to spray that with cooking spray so it doesn't stick to the bag. But probably for fun, for the thumbnail, I'm going to put them on this cute plate that I got at my baby shower party. Oh my god, they look amazing, and they taste even better. Probably like a 9 out of 10, honestly.